Good day, dear students. My name is Annette van Heerden. I am your tutor for Religious, Moral and Life Skills Education 1-1. This is a context session based on the assignment for 2018. Welcome to this very important module. In this unit, you will study the concept religion and relate it to moral values. You will understand why RME is included in the junior primary phase, as well as the syllabus aims for the phase. You will note how RME is related to other subjects in cross-curricular issues. In this presentation, I will teach the following. I will advise you on how to answer your assignment correctly. I will teach you how to use the verbs in your question to receive optimum marks. I will teach you how to understand my marking. I will show the consequences when not handing in your own work. I will advise you on what is expected with each question, as well as how and when you can obtain help from me. This subject, RMLS11, has a very heavy study guide consisting of 351 pages. When you receive your learning materials, start studying immediately. Test yourself by doing the learning activities. Each unit supplies you with some learning activities. At the end of each unit, detailed answers to the activities are given. You are strongly advised to do all the learning activities. Firstly, you should complete the activity on your own and then use the answers provided to mark your answers. Ensure that you follow all the guidelines given. Your assignment. First, read your tutorial letter carefully. Make sure you know what's in the tutorial letter. This is very important. General remarks on how to answer your assignment. You are now on the verge of becoming professionals, and as a professional person, you must make sure that the assignment you hand in has the appearance of a professional document. You cannot hand in an assignment written on a piece of paper that was torn out of a scribbler. Please, students, I get assignments that really look as if it came from the dustbin. Make sure that the paper you write on is neatly cut and without any grease marks. Marks will be allocated for neatness. Use your best handwriting and do not draw lines through or use Tipp-Ex on the words that you first misspelled or you decided not to use. A good idea is to first write your assignment on an odd paper and decide how you want to do it. Then rewrite it on a neat paper in your best handwriting. Please, students, write on one side of your paper only. Papers are going to get scanned by the IOL staff, and they cannot scan it properly when it's written on both sides. Make sure your questions are in the correct order before you staple your assignment together. I do not want to search, or I even don't have time to search for the questions when you staple them like question 1, question 6, question 4, question 3, question 2. Please make sure that they are in the correct order. Answer your assignment and as well as your examination by using facts from your IOL study guide only. All extra resources are for your own enrichment. Marks will be allocated to the facts from the study guide only. Read the question more than one time to make sure you understand what I asked. Lots of students provide the wrong facts to a specific question. Start each question by writing question 1 and then underline it before starting to answer. Also write down the question of question 1. And then the answer. That will always help you not to get confused with the different questions, and it's a good way to help you not to misread the question and give the wrong answer. After finishing question 1, draw a line underneath each question and then start the next question. Wherever possible, List your specific answer by numbering each fact underneath each other. This is an example. Question 1, then you number it 1, 2, 3, a line through the paper. Then you start with question 2 and number it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and again a line through the paper. How to understand a question? Every part of information can be assessed in a number of different ways. This is usually indicated by the thinking processes of the specific verb that is used in a question. These thinking processes can be found in the front part of each study guide, where the verbs and what they expect of you is clearly tabled. Please make sure that you know what to do with each and every verb. Your assignment is set in 3 levels of difficulty, level 1, 2, and 3. These levels are usually indicated by these specific verbs that leads the question. Make sure you know what is expected of you with every verb. The verbs will be indicated in bold. If you leave out actions that the verb require, you will lose valuable marks. The levels in your exam paper is divided as follows. Level 1, 50%, level 2, 40%, and level 3, 10%. Now, how to use the verbs in your answer? The verbs that is most commonly used. Remember, it's not all the verbs. I'm now only going to do those most commonly used. In level 1, you get the verb list and name. Here, you only name the content from the study guide as is. You also get define, describe, outline, explain, summarize, and identify. Here you just give the description or the explanation that you studied from your study guide. Then you get the level 2 verbs. The level 2 verbs is discuss, analyze, comment, examine, design, create, investigate, and demonstrate. With these verbs, you must still use the facts from your study guide as in level 1, but you cannot only give the facts as it is. Some other actions are needed. With discuss, you need a short discussion on each fact. With analyze, you need a short discussion on analyzation on it. With comment, you need to give a comment, and etc. Discuss is asked of you to give a clear description of the facts and then argue about the features. This means you must give a small discussion on each fact. Examine, you identify the detailed features of something, you give the facts, and then you discuss them according to a given direction. And then you must draw a conclusion. Use the list in your study guide to find out what you will have to do with every verb above. Level 3 verbs. Evaluate. Evaluate asks of you to determine the value, the worth, or the quality, or the success of something according to a certain criteria. Compare means indicate the similarities and the resemblances and the differences of the phenomena regarding to a particular criteria. Then you should draw a conclusion about the similarities and the differences, emphasizing the similarities. Very often, a table format is used to compare the phenomena. If you are asked to compare some facts to your class, make sure you indicate which of these facts you have found in your classroom. If you do not have a class yet, find yourself a support teacher with whom you can discuss these questions. You also need to discuss everything about teaching with your support teacher. The next verb, discuss critically. When you see the word critically, you should know this is level 3, and then you have to provide a positive and negative points and draw a conclusion. So students, take the facts, divide them in which is positive and which are negative. and then at the end draw a conclusion. It is best to make a heading, positive, negative, conclusion. Then you know you will get the marks for the level 3 question. Determine means use the information given to work out the answer. Distinguish, differentiate or contrast. Here you have to describe two phenomena or things according to a relevant criteria. You must point out clearly the differences between the two sets. It is very important that you know what to do with all the verbs. Not knowing will cause you losing valuable marks. Now, how to understand my marking of your assignment? When marking your assignment, I will indicate where in the study guide you can find the correct facts as follows. I will write Unit 1, number 4.3, paragraph 2, third bullet. This means Unit 1 is the unit number, heading number 4.3, the second paragraph, the third black dot. Use this to find the correct answer in the study guide to study for your examination. In the level 2 and 3 questions, I will also indicate not discussed. Then you didn't give me a discussion on the facts. Or not compared. Then you didn't compare the facts. Or not critically discussed. And you will lose marks when not doing so. Plagiarism in your assignment. Copying text directly from other students or from your study guide, other prescribed material, or directly from the internet is not allowed. Only brief quotations are allowed, and only if you indicate it as a quotation. When using the facts from your study guide to answer your questions, you must formulate it into your own words. But make sure you do not leave out some facts while formulating it into your own words. What I found is some students only take the first fact and then write a paragraph on the first fact and think they translated all the facts into their own words. Stipulate the facts on a piece of paper, 1 to 10, and then transform it onto your script in your own words. Individual work. It is also unacceptable to do somebody else's work, or to lend your work to them, or to make your work available to them to copy. Be careful and do not make your work available to anyone. Assignments are individual tasks and not group activities. When this happens, both students will be penalized with a 0 mark and suspension. And please, students, do not think that I will not see, if you are living in Walvis Bay, that you copied assignment from a person in Keetmanshoop. I assure you I will see it. Your assignment should consist of the following: a cover page provided by Iol, a table of content. That is a place where you write number 1, question 1 is on page 3. Number 2, question 2 is on page 5. Number 3, question 5 is on page 12, etc. The table of contents. This means what is actually in your assignment. The next part is your assignment content. This is where you actually answer your questions, as I explained above. Question 1, answer question 1, question 2, answer question 2. And when you finish this assignment, you should write a conclusion. This is a small paragraph on what you gained from doing this assignment. There will be marks allocated to your form, and this is these 4 things. Your assignment, it's very important to make sure that you are answering the assignment of the year in which you are going to write your exam. For example, if you are going to write your exam in April or August 2018, make sure you do the 2018 assignment As from now, only the 2018 assignments will be marked. If you give in the 2017 assignment, it will not be marked. Then, I always compile the assignment to be a help for the examination, and at least 20 marks from the assignment will reoccur in your exam paper. Therefore, it's very important after receiving your marked assignment that you should study it as preparation for your examination. The questions in your assignment. Question 1 leads. Is the following statement true or false, and motivate your answer. Man's activities have had a negative impact on the environment. However, this can be amended when society adheres to religious teachings about the environment. The answer to this can be found in number 6.6. Remember not to leave out true or false and only motivate your answer, because you will also receive a mark whether you say the statement is true or the statement is false. Then afterwards, you need to motivate your answer. Motivate is a level 3 verb, and you should use the facts from your study guide and motivate each of those facts. Number 1.2. Describe what, according to Genesis 26 and 1 verse 26 and 7, makes the human valued, worthy, and different from all the other facts on earth. The answer to this you can find in number 1.11.3.2. This is usually where the learning questions are answered. Describe is a level 1 verb, and you only need to give the facts. Number 1.3. Discuss at least 10 principles and practices that guides the teaching of morals to young children. The answer is in number 1.12.4. The verb discuss is a level 2 verb, and you should give a short discussion on each of the facts. Students, the discussion only need to be one sentence on the facts. Question 2. 2.1. Explain how to show respect for the rights and opinions of others. You can find this question in number 2.8.4.2, and it is a level 1 question, so you can only use the facts from your study guide. Number 2.2. Comment on what you would teach children about respecting others. The answer is in number 2.8.5. Comment is a level 2 verb, so you need to comment on each fact. Question 3.1. Demonstrate in table format how emotional intelligence, EI, and values, EI and leadership, and EI and democratic behavior are interlinked. The answer is in learning activity 3.4. The verb demonstrate is a level 2 verb, and you should place the different concepts next to each other in a table. So you will have to make a table with 3 columns. The first column is EI and values. The second column is EI and leadership. And the third column is EI and democratic behavior. Then you demonstrate how they are interlinked, how they help each other. Question 3.2. Managing stress is an essential emotional intelligence life skill. Investigate how you can apply this life skill in your life. You can find the answer in number 3.8.5. Investigate is a level 2 verb. See your list of verbs in the front part of your study guide. on what actions is required with the verb investigate and use the actions. Question 4. You are opting to become a teacher soon. Explain how a competent teacher would exhibit appropriate working habits and behavior, and list the characteristics that such a teacher should display. You can find the answer in number 4.12.3 in the division 4.12.3.1.1 plus 2. Both the verbs explain and list are level 1, and that require only the facts from your study guide. Question 5.1. Describe the various personality types you might come across in your pre-primary class. The answer is number 5.10.3. Describe is a level 1 verb. So you should see the list of verbs for the action. With a description, you only need to use the facts from your study guide. 5.2. Clarify how different personality types of learners influence the strategies of academic assessment. Read the question clearly. How the personalities will influence the assessment. The answer is in number 5.10.3. Clarify is a level 1 verb, and you can only see your list of verbs for what to do. Question 6.1. When presenting a RME lesson, certain learning activities should take place, which require appropriate resources and practical materials. Name and discuss 4 activities and their matching practical materials or resources that you will use when presenting the theme Social Values during a grade 1 RME class. So, you have to name the activities, and you have to discuss the activity and the matching practical material. You can do this in table form. That will be much better. You can also use your own creative ideas and not just those discussed in the study guide. But make sure that the activity you use is an activity that is appropriate. The answer can be found in number 6.5 in the learning activity. Discuss is a level 2 verb. There you should give the facts and give a short discussion. Name is a level 1 verb. You can only put down the name. To the student. If you have a question you would like to ask me, it is best to mail it to me at vanheerdenfam@gmail.com, and I can give you a well-constructed answer. Feel free to send me an email to ask for help whenever you need it. For the assignment or for your examination, I promise I will answer all emails. But when you send me an email, always state your course, DJPE, your subject, RMLS, and your semester 1-1. I tutor different subjects and in different courses. And I do not know all the students' names. Dear students, there are 700 of you. It doesn't help when you just send me your name. When you phone me with questions, the answer may not be of the same quality as of those in the email, because sometimes I cannot hear good enough, or I'm not in a place where I can look into my IOL documents. If you must phone me, please do this between 9 and 12 in the mornings and 5 p.m. and 8 p.m. in the afternoon, weekdays only, as I teach afternoon classes from 12:30 to 4:30 in the afternoon. I will not answer any phone calls on weekends. I'm usually at the farm and the reception is poor there. So again, it is much better if you send me an email. I wish you best of luck.